Welcome to another episode of Under the Rug Podcast. I am your host, Tylen, a.k.a. Terrell, a.k.a. Honorable Tino, a.k.a. TTM Productions. I am here with...
It's your boy, CK3, The Thrill, you know what I'm saying? Back with another edition of your new favorite podcast, the best podcast, the top podcast, the cool, the relaxed, the casual, the keep it real, whatever you want to call it, man. We right here giving it to you in the flesh, under the rug. Follow the podcast at...
UTI, the podcast, on all social media platforms.
Every single one, man. Let's see what we got under the rug today.
What is under the rug?
This mic don't even work, but I don't need it.
What is under the rug today?
Needed this one, man.
Oh, man.
Where is the love in the black community? Go ahead and start that one off, bro.
That's a load of...
Go ahead and start that one off, bro.
The way it looks, you know, most days, there is no love. You know what I'm saying? Nobody hates black men and women more than black men and women do. All we do is trash each other on the internet. All we do is talk bad about each other, you know what I'm saying? We shoot each other up, you know what I'm saying, in the streets for no reason. We beefing, you know, a city like Memphis, like our biggest celebrities can't even, you know, come together and make something because they're beefing over, you know, pride, things of that nature. Like a lot of people, like as far as people who have businesses and creatives in the city, don't get any support unless their name is attached to a celebrity or something that other people deem, you know, big. But it's hard to pinpoint because there's so many areas where we just do not love each other.
And you know, this kind of reminds me of our first episode. Why do we compare black excellence? And if you haven't checked that episode out, go check it out, man. It's a great episode, first episode of the podcast. Where is the love in the black community? What frustrates me is that I've seen other communities come together. Mm-hmm. I've seen it with the Jewish community.
Yep.
I've seen it with the Hispanic community. Mm-hmm. So I know that it is capable of happening. When are we going to decide to set our differences aside, you know what I'm saying, within what you like, what they like, you know, and as the African American community, use the resources that we have to come together? But I'm going to tell you, the number one thing that battles that is the system. That's what people are going to say. This has nothing to do with us coming together, but we're worried about the system limiting us when we do come together. How do you feel about that?
I feel like it's just an excuse. Because, you know, of course, when you put people in positions where they have to survive, they're not going to act, you know, like upstanding citizens all the time. You can see that on, like, Squid Game. You feel me?
I ain't seen that jump, but I'll spoil it, man.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. I probably got about 5 minutes in that guy. You know me. And that joint ain't popping in the first spot. Hey, if 30 seconds in, I'm not like this. Hey, next.
Yeah, turn that joint off. But,
hey, next.
But for real, you put, you know what I'm saying, black people in such a position since we got here and point where we have to survive. So it's hard for us to build a culture of love for one another because you brought us here, you know what I'm saying, in the early 18th, 19th centuries. Yeah. And had us here as slaves. And then when you brought us into the community and tried to integrate us, you know what I'm saying, at the end of the 60s, you didn't really give us any integration.
No resources to start with.
You gave us more of a tokenism. You told us that we could be in your rooms as long as we take in your culture, as long as we act like you.
Take away our identity. Right.
We've always been trying to hold ourselves to a standard of whiteness, trying to look good juxtaposed to them to the point where we don't have any sort of guidelines or any culture made up for our own, and we just make up something so it just makes us hate each other. We divide ourselves in everything. Broke, rich, dark skin, light skin.
That dark skin, light skin joint huge.
You know what I'm saying?
The dark, and then, you know, I remember we did that skit back in the day, you know what I'm saying, back in that acting day at the church. We did the news skit.
We did.
And we did we talked about the light skin, dark skin thing, and I mean, it's, you know what I'm saying, what they call it, colorism. Mm-hmm. You know, we're dividing ourselves based on, the lightness is better than the darkness. But I can't say that started in the black community. Mm-hmm. Because if you're a lighter slave, you're in the house.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So everybody wanted to be lighter because you were treated better. And then it just trickled down. You know, it's always a deeper root within it. And another piece that you said that's been always huge in my life, you know, we feel like we got to act white to be successful.
Yeah.
When did we start associating good behavior, good character, good performance with skin color?
I feel like we didn't really. I feel like that was something that was put on us.
Yeah.
Because nobody says, "Oh man, that dude's doing a good job. He acting white." I feel like a lot of the time.
Oh no, bro. You know me. I grew up I went to private school, right? And first off, whenever I would get up and talk, do a presentation, whatever, get good grades, people always surprised. You know what I'm saying? They're like, "Oh, I didn't know you could talk like that," because I'm black. And then I go hang out. You know, I go play my little league football, practicing with them, and they're like, "Bro, why you talk white?" I don't talk white. I talk proper. I speak well. But we've associated that with that. Even my graduation speech at the Naval Academy. You know what I'm saying? I gave that speech. Before graduation, I had an officer come up to me, and he said, "I read your speech." He said, "I read your speech." He said, "It's really good." He said, "Did you write that?" I said, "Yeah, I wrote that." What are you talking about? You wasn't going to ask Billy over there if he wrote his speech. I said, man, bro, I was like, this is crazy. Like, even when you get to that level, it doesn't matter, man. It's like they've associated that behavior with a color. But to get back to what you're saying, though, I definitely feel like, you know, yeah, we're going to let you run the race, but we're not going to tell them to come back here, or we're not going to put you up there, catch up. And it's hard to catch up when a lot of people don't know anything else other than their environment.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And if you don't give people that exposure, then that's all they know, right? Like, I was talking to my mom the other day. I know I posted this on Instagram already. And we were going through the episode we had about generational curses. We were going back and forth about that episode. And I was like, you know what I'm saying? It's only so much you can do. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. And then that's when she explained to me, well, you can let that horse know why that water is good for him. And so you can try to encourage all the people you can that's in bad situations, not as fortunate growing up. You can try to be like, yeah, come over here, do this. You can do better. You got it. Just be positive. Be strong. But if you don't tell them why they should get out, if you don't tell them why this school is better for them, or why this job is better for you, or why this city might be better for you, then they're not going to leave their situation. If you don't know any better, you're not going to do any better. So that's how I feel about that whole thing, when people try to not make that a reasonable reason to not, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, facts. It is one of the harder things, like trying to tell somebody why they should, you know, make these efforts to get out of their situation, especially, you know, when they don't know anything other than where they came from.
Drugs, killing, gambling. You know what I'm saying?
I just feel like there isn't a lot of want for anything better, just because we always say, like, okay, when you live in a bubble, when you don't see any better, you don't do better, blah, 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 blah. But it's 2021. I don't care if you're dirt poor, living in the middle of Binghamton, you know what I'm saying? You don't got nothing. You've seen, you know, things happen. If you got an antenna on your 24-inch TV with the butt on it, you know what I'm saying? You can look at the news and see people coming out of the situations. But people don't really, like you said, they need that why. They just come out of something different. Because, like, I used to hang around with, you know, hood dudes, faux hood dudes that weren't really hood. And, you know, they want to act all gangster.
Because that's cool. That's what we
That's
said.
cool.
Yeah.
That's what the girls like. The girls that you're around. Yeah. And, you know, that life, you're comfortable in that life. You feel me? And so anybody that tries to tell you anything different, it's hard to get that message across without seeming like you're better than them.
Right.
Like seeming like I'm saying, like, I know something you don't.
You got to be able to relate to them. You know, I feel like, and that's a huge thing, especially in Memphis, man. What I hate is we have so many young, successful people, right? And then it's like, I got to get out of Memphis. And I understand, Memphis is, man, it's a great city. I love my city. We have a lot to work on. But if we continue to just have all the talent leave the city, we'll never be able to fix the root of the problem in the city,
Mm-hmm.
And it's hard to get people to see that, but that's another reason that I feel like the love in the black community is lacking is because a lot of our top successful African American people in this country, they may preach it, but they're not living it as far as giving back to the community,
Mm-hmm.
going back to these communities in need, and actually trying to help. You don't see too many of them doing it. Even at the, professional sports, I mean, you don't see too many of them do it. You got LeBron James, creating that school, trying to help out back in Ohio. I think that's where the school at.
Yeah.
So it's just like, man, I don't think we have enough people actively seeking to give back into these communities and try to start organizations that educate. I feel like the issue is education.
Yo Gotti bought 8 foreign cars in the middle of a pandemic and was like, "Oh, I'm a real hustler, I'm respectful, but you look stupid."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I ride through your hood right now. All the houses are owned by someone that lives in Ohio, and they trying to make a back end, so they raising the rent. And anybody living in the house, and anybody trying to live in that community but us. You ride down Shelby Drive, you ride down Getwell, you ride down any of these streets. It ain't nothing but factories on it.
No, facts.
But in broke down buildings, no one's really buying up these properties because people don't really, like I said, nobody hates black men and women more than black men and women. We do not like each other. You say like, "Oh, I'm not for the builders right here."
That's uncomfortable right there, though, man. What you just said, that's uncomfortable, man.
But it's real. People don't like us because what people are gonna say like, "Oh, you can't open up nothing in the black community." They gonna shoot that joint up. They gonna blah 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 blah. But that's the culture that you set up.
We don't even support black business, but you'll go pay $100 for something, and then you get, bro, let me get that free. Come on, bro, I ain't $40, bro. I got this nice sweatsuit for $40.
You'll spend $4K.
You just spend $100 on that Nike tech. You know what I'm saying?
But I put a lot of effort into this.
Just because I'm your own boy, it's like, hey, let me get that for free. Let me get this guy. You pull up to the restaurant, hey, let me get these for free. Man, come on, man.
The prices is the prices.
I'm telling you, that's what I admire about
we don't think a lot of ourselves, so we devalue what anything someone does that look like us. That's why, say if you just felt like being like, you know what, I want to be a photographer.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody really gonna take you seriously as a photographer until you take a picture of somebody famous and they post that and they tag you on it. Because now they be like, oh, you really out here doing it. You're adjacent to someone that's famous, so that must mean that you have value.
You preach.
Because before that, you were just some Negro off the street, and I'm a Negro off the street. So in order for me to see you as anything other than Negro off the street, I have to see you next to somebody famous.
You're preaching because the same thing happened to me with football, right? I ain't start getting love in my football journey until I got that blue check.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's like I got all these people who follow me back. Just because they want me to follow because I got a blue check. I'm like, man, that's crazy to me. That stuff don't mean nothing. Now that stuff is society, you know what I'm saying?
It's just a check next to your name.
You know what I'm saying? I'm the same person, But it's crazy because we don't support each other. We don't, majority. I'm going to say the majority. There's people out there who do. But we don't support each other. We don't build each other up because we, like you said, man, in the, I think it was the same episode, Generational Curses, man, the crab bucket. The bucket of crabs, man. We're scared to see somebody else get out if we feel like we're not going to get out too. So we pull them down and try to keep them. And that's what happens in a lot of these communities in the hood. They see somebody with the potential to make it out. You know what I'm saying? They try their hardest to keep them in. And I feel like if you're in those situations, one of the best things that you can do for yourself is to drown yourself with positivity. And you got to cut out all the negativity. And it's not easy, but you might not be able to listen to this song. You might not be able to listen to this music. You know what I'm saying? You need to pick up a book every now and then. Learn something. Educate, But we need more mentorship in the black community. I say that. I say we need more mentorship for people who are from the higher levels, people who've made it out. Because it's just one thing to tell people this, but it goes in one ear out the other. We need action. Mm-hmm. Talking is not going to do it enough, man. It's not going to do anything.
It's definitely... Talking definitely does not do much. I feel like a lot of the times, even in our elders, like our people who are doing it, our doctors, our lawyers, our such and such, they don't really have a lot of patience for anyone around our age if we're not worshiping them. You feel me? At least that's that's a lot of what I seen. You know, they'll like they love you. You know what I'm saying? They can come around you and they'll be like, oh, you know what I'm saying, Cameron. You know, you're pretty much already the prototype of what somebody would want to be, and so. As soon as that point, they definitely want to be attached to you. They definitely want to say that they helped you on your journey, just so now anything that you accomplish, they can say that they had a hand in that. But Pookie, you know what I'm saying, from Orange Mound, they ain't really trying to talk to him because they not gonna really get nothing out of that.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. I've had family members who have invited you over or invited you to do something because of who you are. You feel me? And don't say nothing to me because I'm just, you know what I'm saying. Not in that same realm, and that's not to say that it's an issue. Like I have an issue with them. It's just that's just one of those things under the rug, and something like me gotta say that. Like I gotta bring those things into context.
Hey,
like it happens for real.
Hey,
it's a real thing.
Nah, I mean, bro, it's like you're right. People want to get a return for their investment.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people aren't satisfied with investing and not always seeing a return. And that's why I feel like you got to be in love with the process. You can't be in love with the results. What are you truly doing it for? Because if you're doing it for the goodness of your heart, you're not concerned about the return. Is seeing somebody get out of their situation.
Exactly.
Not somebody paying you back. The return is seeing them grow up to be successful. That makes me feel better. The return is seeing that flip switch in their mind, seeing that light turn on where you can see them become hungry, see them become more determined, motivated to go be successful and to create a better situation for themselves. That's the return. But if you're not doing it out the goodness of your heart, then you're not going to care about none of that. And then what are you doing it for?
You're doing it for yourself. You're doing it for self-gratification. A lot of the time.
I was driving, I had another say. And that's another reason why I don't love the black community, man, because we're not willing to invest without getting a return.
You know what I'm saying? Like even in our relationships, people, you know what I'm saying, they don't really want to invest in people if they don't feel like they're getting anything out of it. Women might not want to talk to certain dudes if it don't look like they might get rich in a couple weeks and they can go be a housewife. Men might not want to talk to certain women if they don't think dudes gonna be like, oh dang, where you get her, bro? She bad. You know what I'm saying? Even like there's even a lot of cases where a lot of men will get in relationships just because they know that it's gonna bring women around them. Well, I guess that's more of a everybody thing. It's probably not just a black thing, but still.
So why do you feel like these other communities, though, you know what I'm saying? You got the Jews, the Jewish community went through the Holocaust, came over to the United States. You got Hispanics who come over from all different parts, and they come over here to the United States. A lot of these people who come over here with nothing. Let's get that understood. They come over with nothing.
They come back to a community. Think about it. How many times do you drive through East Memphis, like off American Way? You see straight Mexican shops. You feel me? Like you walk through. I walk out my barbershop. You feel me? There's a printing press jump right here.
Yeah.
The words are all in Spanish.
Yeah.
You have all these markets. You have all these people.
So why were they able to do that and we weren't though?
Because we take those talents and take them into the white communities and try to surround ourselves with whiteness. We're the only people who come here. Well, I won't say that. I will say that.
So we're not comfortable with being black.
We're not comfortable with being black. You know what I'm saying?
But we preaching Black Lives Matter. We get around each other when we get killed.
Because and that whole Black Lives Matter thing, that was just a hype. You know what I'm saying? 2020, because couldn't nobody go outside. It was just like, oh, what's the move? Riots? Is riots today? Okay, let's pull up. You know what I'm saying? I care about that now. Oh, you said you want me to post I am a black man and tag 20 black men that I'm friends with? For sure. You want me to black out my obby? For sure. It's just performative activism, and it makes you feel good. It gives you that self-gratification. But there's no real love for each other. We don't really care about each other.
Because we are killing each other.
If somebody would have saw George Floyd, you know what I'm saying, walking down the street, or was driving down the street and her car broke down, wouldn't nobody go over there to try to help George Floyd out? They'd be like, look at that broke dude over there in the black tank top. You know what I'm saying?
That's uncomfortable, boy.
Right,
they don't want to hear that. You know what I'm saying? Like, by no means, people might watch this and they be like, they some coons. Because you know how that go. Yeah, they some coons. And we're not, you know what I'm saying? We don't support police brutality. We love our black people, which is why we are having this conversation. because we don't want it to get in too deep.
Like look at Pooh. Shiesty.
We're in trouble, bro.
You got this man who has accumulated millions and millions of dollars. You have all this following. You performed on Jimmy Fallon, and now you're in jail for aggravated robbery. I guarantee you that didn't stop one of these fake hood dudes who walk around just bought a gun from their friend for $400 just so they can use it for a prop in an Instagram post. They still gonna be on that same stuff, even though that's how who shots the guy got. He shot somebody, and then they found the gun. He posted the joint. They matched the serials, and now look where he at. You feel me? We don't love ourselves, and that trickles into everything. If you don't love yourself as a black person, you aren't gonna love other black people. You're not gonna want to be a beacon of hope in your community. You're just gonna do what's good for you, so you can go.
But how are we going? Like, how do we fight that mindset? We know it's an issue, and also we picked at the issue. But now I'm actually like bothered because it's like if we don't fix this now, man, come 20, 40 years from now, it's not going to be good for the African American race.
It's not. It's already not good.
It's not going to be good.
Race,
but we got a chance though to make it better.
It's not. I feel like honestly, me, because you know what I'm saying. Of course, we have this podcast. Of course, we can talk about solutions and whatnot, and of course, we can probably make up a bunch of solutions. I don't really see anything changing for us because, like I said, when we were supposed to get integration, we got tokenism, and so now we just wanted to look good for the whites. And what do the whites have that we don't have? Money. So now black people are like, that's what's going to help us, ownership. If we own enough businesses, maybe the black community will do better. But really what that means is maybe if I own enough stuff, I'll be able to have money, and me and my people will be good. Y'all broke over there. y'all gonna do y'all. And me and my people gonna be good. And it's like, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to get demonetized, but I really just have to get unfiltered right there because that's really the mindset of a lot of these, you know what I'm saying, black millionaires. We have a grind culture because we're trying to catch up with the whites. You're not catching up with the Rockefellers. It's just like, okay, yeah, we see Jeff Bezos and we see Elon Musk with all this money, right? That's not even. They don't even have the most power. Yeah. It's
so much generational wealth.
We keep trying to use these words, these like ownership, generational, and think that's gonna change anything. When all you finna be is some rich N-word. You feel me? You just gonna be that rich dude, and your kids gonna be good, and their kids might be good. You feel me? But what's going on in the community you came from?
Right, but I feel like
what's going on in that house you should grow up in? You feel me? I bet the lawn not even mowed. I bet it's trash outside the joint.
But I feel like that's the issue, though, man. The more of us that think like that, though, that we can't get somewhere, we gonna be stuck. You know, I'm a, you know what I'm saying, very optimistic person. Mm-hmm. I got a vision. I want to have an impact, have a change. It's more so thinking about how I can do that effectively. But I truly feel like we have enough tools to move forward as a community. I feel like we have enough tools. It's just the biggest thing that we're lacking is education. These school systems are terrible. Mm-hmm. You got plenty of kids not going to school. You know what I'm saying? In Memphis, man, this statistic might be a little skewed. I was eating lunch with one of my mentors, and he told me it's like, this might be a little skewed. But get it out. But I want to say it's somewhere between 70,000 and 120,000. I can't remember the number off the top of my head. But it's a really big number. It's at least 80. I think it's at least 80. At least 80,000, bro. Of people under 18 in the city of Memphis who are not in school. Not working, not in school. That's terrible. And I want to say it's more than 80,000. I just don't want to throw out a random, you know what I'm saying? A wild number. They hit me with the Trump fact check.
You know what I'm saying?
But nah, though, bro. Our school system is terrible. Our school systems are terrible.
Our school system is terrible. I mean, because you went to private school.
That's the government, though. The government controls them school systems.
I mean, no facts. Even the school I went to, like let's look at Shelby County schools just as a whole. Yeah. I went to Germantown High School. The
Solid
year
school.
before I went there was a big gang fight at the end of the school year. So from a school board standpoint, they was like, we need to get these Negroes out the school. And so they did a lot of
redistricting.
So they were trying to get people out of these schools. Didn't work because the next year was still much of the same. But that year they were going to make the official school of Germantown. And you would think that it would be Germantown High School to be the official school of Germantown. But the official school of Germantown is now Houston High School,
that's what I thought.
which is right in Collierville.
Yeah.
But it's because they look better as far as the state goes. And the thing is, any school that is deemed too black immediately loses a lot of funding, and they immediately don't care about it. So at Germantown, you bring in the little thing with the map books. I'm pretty sure we had one of those. All the classes shared. We had one computer lab that we shared. I'm sure Houston didn't have these issues. I'm sure Collierville didn't have these issues. Collierville is its own school system now. It looks like a college now. You feel me? But it gets swept under the rug often because not only do we not love ourselves as black people, but nobody likes black people. It ain't no. I don't think there's ever been anyone that's like, you know what I admire about the black community? No, it's never happened. We can look. They admire our culture. They don't admire our culture. They just steal it. They stole rock and roll. You could from top to bottom, anything that they might admire about us, they might be like, okay, that was a good idea. They're not gonna say it. They're just gonna steal it.
Like a backstab.
You feel me? Like it goes. They stole rock and roll, blues, jazz. You watch La La Land. It's about a white man who's trying to, you know what I'm saying, keep jazz alive in a traditional way. And they got John Legend as the culture vulture in the jazz community. You feel me?
You know what I just thought about too, bro? Another issue I think we have in the black community? Cancel culture.
I mean, I don't really feel like that's an issue because there's no such thing as a cancel culture, fool.
But that's what I'm saying, though. It's just like, we canceling each other. We Xing each other off, though.
Are we canceling each other? Like, who really got canceled in the black community?
I mean, they be trying to cancel folks, though.
Who really got canceled?
We canceled, bro. We tried to cancel Desi Banks because he told us to stop going out there and riding.
I mean, we didn't really try to cancel him. It's just like he didn't read the room. It's just like,
true.
You talking about, oh, bro, y'all need to be peaceful. Who are you, Martin Luther King? What do you give it to us? Like, y'all need.
He was trying to use his platform to spread a positive message, bro.
You thought somebody was gonna be holding that brick and look at Desi Banks' tweet and be like, you know what? The dude who makes those hood N-word sketches really might be talking about something right now. It's just like, shut up. We didn't no one need that. You're not really helping anything. But no, I do understand that. Like, we don't just like how when what's the girl he does skits with, that B lady, when she got, you know what I'm saying, I think she
got canceled too.
She said something about it.
Yeah.
And folks got on her. We definitely try to get our own people out. But I honestly feel like
they just be talking. They just be talking.
You know what I'm saying? Desi Banks' follower count didn't go up. Like, B. Simone made up a book. She stole pages out of other books and just put them in her own book and made $1 million off of that in a day?
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
Man, this episode done hurt me, man.
They still getting a lot of bread because that's just a part of that grind culture. Black people, the only thing we can agree on is grinding. That's all we can agree on is getting money. You know what I'm saying? And it doesn't make us good people.
We gotta change our mindset. That's the root. Our mentality's messed up. Our mindset's messed up.
I mean, for sure, but we can't even come together on certain things. Like, you talk about cancel culture. People talking about, like, oh, man, y'all canceling Bill Cosby and R. Kelly, blah, 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 blah.
They need to be canceled.
You know what I'm saying?
They need to be canceled.
Like,
cancel them boys.
Like, we
cancel them boys.
We die on the wrong
Stop
hills.
playing that R. Kelly, though. Stop playing that R. Kelly.
Well, we die on the wrong
That's
hills.
That's a hill I'm willing to be crucified on. Crucify me on that hill, but R. Kelly gotta be canceled.
Oh, man.
Hey, R. Kelly gotta be canceled. Man, this hurts, man. I'm really gonna have to go do some research, bro, because I gotta figure out how we can fix this issue, bro. Because I don't want my kids coming up in the same world I came up in. On my Martin Luther King type, you know what I'm saying? I don't want my kids coming up in the same world that I came up in.
I mean, it starts with individuals. It starts when you move up in your career and you start making efforts. You know what I'm saying? Don't go do like all these other famous black people from Memphis and move to LA, and then maybe come to your old school and pass out turkeys, or buy shirts for all students.
You gotta build, bro. You gotta build facilities, bro. Because people, one issue in Memphis is there's not enough safe spaces for kids.
There isn't.
You know what I'm saying?
There's not anything to do. That's why the crime rate is so high.
Yeah, exactly. It's just not enough to do.
And even if there is something to do, like it's overly occupied by the police.
Yeah.
And then also y'all be shooting at each other. Who is like that dude that shot whatever rapper at Chuck E. Cheese? Y'all ignorant. Y'all like when that Casino Jizzle or one of them got shot at a Chuck E. Cheese.
He didn't die though, right?
And now he ain't died.
Yeah, that was Jizzle.
And now I think that John a city gear.
Yeah, bro. Like Chuck E. Cheese, he probably playing with his son or something.
You know what I'm saying? We ignorant.
Bro, that hurts. You know
Bring back Boondocks.
Hey, Boondocks brought black people together.
You know what I'm saying?
See, it's certain things that bring black people together though. Boondocks being one of entertainment, you know, black entertainment, black music. Music is a strong one, bro.
Music is a strong one. We don't even use that right. Because especially if you make music in Memphis, you're not coming out of Memphis if you're not making trap music.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? And you're not throwing an efficient party if you're not playing nothing but trap music. But every song is shoot them in the face, stab them, rob them, they all in jail.
I need that at the party though. I need that at the party.
Like, you feel me? And it gets to the point where if you play something with a hint of positivity, everybody like, bro, what is that?
Cut that off, bro. You gotta play that at the end of the party.
You gotta play that at the end of the party when you're ready for everybody to go.
You try to get folks. Nah, that's real, bro. I just, you know what I'm saying, I think we picked a lot at the issue. And a lot of people probably gonna watch this and be like, them folks just talking this and that. Probably gonna call us some coons. You know what I'm saying?
You can call me a coon. I'm gonna just have to get another one of my N-word passes. I hate like, you know what I'm saying? You can call, you can.
God, I can't with you, bro. I can't with you, bro. I can't with you, bro. We not coons, you know what I'm saying? We just trying to help the community. We just saying it how it is. We getting that dust off the rug. We not, man, we clean up
me
under
David
the
Duke.
We keeping it real with y'all, bro. But we want to know what y'all think.
Why is there coons in the comments?
Why is there no love in the black community, and what can we do about it? I'm ready to get to the solution phase. I know it's an issue. I know we
have to do a part 2.
I know the system messed us up, but I am at solution. What can we do, man? What can we do to build the community up? And look, can't save everybody.
Some of them gotta go.
Yeah.
For good.
I ain't saying all that. I'm just saying, like, you can't save everybody, but you can get the majority. It's just a mindset thing, bro.
If I was a police officer, I'd just go to the block and I just start shooting.
Man, this man.
Yeah, get him off the street.
I can't with you.
Some of y'all we gotta get off the street.
Nah.
My whole mindset. I'm just sitting here thinking about a lot of you lost Negroes running around Memphis. I feel like Uncle Ruckus right now.
This boy, hey, I might call him a coon too, but this boy cooning right now. You're cool.
Soon as I hear somebody, oh, crib. You gotta get mad at silencer.
You a coon, bro. Now we gotta change the mentality though, man. This episode has been another one of them deep ones.
Stop signing up for gangs online.
As we said on Under the
Just
Rug.
because your football career didn't work, don't mean you need to be a gangster.
Hey, 100%.
Learn how to play a flute. Learn something else.
Hey man, look, it's been real on this episode, man. As always,
before I start wilding.
As always,
before I start getting off.
As always, man. Look, Under the Rug, man. This is what we do. Like, we had these conversations. It don't matter if it's a camera or a mic, man. We just gonna talk about this regardless. But hey, we just want to share with y'all. We want to know what y'all think, though. Truly interact with us. We appreciate all the support we've gotten so far, all the criticism, whatever. We gonna keep doing us. You know what I'm saying? Y'all ain't changing our lives until y'all want to throw some money our way. You ain't throw no money, you ain't hitting the cash out. You know what I'm saying? Look, we don't really care what you guys say. But nah, hit us in the comments, man. It's your host, CK, at CK3 The Thrill.
Tylen, Terrell, Honorable T-Note, T10 Productions.
All that.
Hit me up.
Follow the podcast at UTR, the podcast, the only podcast, your new favorite podcast. The podcast that keep it real, the podcast that's not political, the podcast that don't care. We just gonna tell you how we feel. Hey, it's been real. We'll see y'all next week, man.